Hi there and welcome. This is Vince of vinceprep.com talking about not the Stanford essay today, but the Harvard essay. It's a rainy afternoon here just before the first round deadline for HBS, and I wanted to share with you a tip that really works well for my comprehensive clients. I do not take very many comprehensive clients. And those I take are really serious about following this basically first thing that I require of them is to do the essay last. What I mean by that is I'm not an essay counselor, I'm an admissions consultant. I try to think of this process very holistically, as do the admissions officers that we talk to. At AGAC last year, our previous conference, our most recent 2018 conference, HBS was there, Stanford was there, Wharton was there, all these famous schools were there, the top M7 or whatever, and INSEAD came, and London came. We have really great representation and relationships with these admissions officers because we think like they think, and they think holistically, which is to say, the essay is only one data point. It is absolutely not, as they say, a writing contest. The old joke is if you like to write, go to law school. If you don't like to write, go to business school, right? You don't need to write that much for business. I do what I do because I've been a writing teacher for 30 years, more than 30 years now. I'm feeling old, and I've helped people learn how to express themselves in writing, and also because I'm a stage actor with a lot of improv training. My real joy in this whole process is not reading your essay, but it's actually helping you pass the interview once you get invited. But for those people that I do help with the essay, and my consulting is not for everyone, I am strict about this, you do the essay last, because for Harvard, the question is essentially, what else? What else do we need to know about you as a candidate before we decide to deny you, ding you in this round, waitlist you, look at you again in a few weeks or months with the next group of applicants, or hopefully you're hoping to get invited to interview. What else do we need to know about you, and how can you answer that first? Until you know what you're going to say was your key accomplishments at every job you've ever had, and 3 awards you've won, and also your most significant challenge at every job you've had, your full-time work experience, and also your goals. You have to explain your goal in 500 characters before they even get to your essay. And so my point is, and this is the last thing I'll say, and these are the words of the former admissions director at my old school, Stanford. I didn't go to GSB, I'm an undergrad alum. When we went to this AGAC conference in 2011, Derek Bolton, who has now moved on from his position as the head of admissions, the guy who read all the applications at the GSB MBA for 15 years and, rendered final decisions and basically made the class for the intake. This guy gave us his time, about an hour of his time, and he was a little skeptical at first of us. It was early in the days of AGAC, and we weren't quite proven yet as being what we claimed to be, or what we set out to be, which is the good guys of this industry. Good guys being good gals, good folks who will pull your story out of you, who will coach you and get you ready to succeed. Anyway, I'm giving my AGAC speech. Get to your point, Vince. So Derek's got us up. We've got Derek up there. He's like, hey guys, ask me questions for an hour. One of the people in the audience says, hey Derek, blah, 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 something about the essay. And he interrupts and he says, look, with all due respect, you guys care more about the essay than I do. And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, what does that mean? You don't care about the essay? It's not what he said. What he said was, he's kind of criticizing us and basically saying, stop making people believe that they need to spend thousands of dollars to pay professional writers to gussy up, fancy up. It's not about your verbs and your adjectives. It's about your story. So pay a consultant. I recommend an AGAC consultant because this is what we do, who will help you figure out on a macro level your story. What's your story, right? The essay itself is only one part of your story, I guess is the last thing I'm going to say, and that's really it. I'm trying to kind of lower the level of expectation a little bit here. They do not expect this to be this may be the greatest thing you've ever written because you may or may not love to write, but it does not need to be the greatest thing they've ever written. I have a strong sense that by the time they get to your essay, they have a sense of whether or not you're likely to be invited to the interview. And the essay should push you over the top. The main and the very, very last thing I'll say, the key word here, and I got this from my colleague Faye at Agos, who's now on the AGAC board. Faye said to me, Faye's real frame for all of this is likability. And I used to think that was too sort of, well, that's good for college kids, but likability is not what MBA admissions is about. You're right. It's not. MBA admissions is about a lot more than likability. It's about proven leadership potential and execution and business or leadership experience. But I think the essay, I think she's right in the sense that especially the Harvard essay is really kind of about likability. And if you try to be likable, you won't be likable. If you just tell your story and your story is what actually needs to be told, you're that much more likely to be likable. All right, I'm rambling a bit. As always, thanks for watching. Please do subscribe. Subscribers are the first to know when I've made new videos. I love making these videos every chance I get. That's all for now. Best of luck with your essay, with your application, and with life. All right, bye for now.